We are going to break the dinghy in. Apparently, with the new outboard, we need to be going really slowly for the first 10 hours of motoring or the first few times. So I don't think we're gonna get much excitement out of it for the next few weeks. So this afternoon, we're just gonna be going around the island like lunatics in a dinghy in extremely slow pace.
Yeah, exactly what he said. It'll be just like having the old dinghy in many ways.
Crawling around at 2.5 knots. Now we will see whether it's worth its money, right? I could not start the old one, so let's see. Oh, me likey. I'm getting the full training here. So this is it.
I think we've reached maximum cruising speed that we're allowed while we break in the engine. The first 10 minutes, it calls for idling. So this is us. Where do you want to go?
It's a terrible anticlimax. And I did have many anticlimaxes in my life, but this is probably in the top 3. This for 10 hours.
It's like having a brand new Ferrari and only being able to go in reverse. Couple of laps of the anchorage, what do you think?
Yeah, let's do that.
His training is going off to a great start though. He's got left and right down to a T. We'll do forward and backward next.
Seriously, we have to do this for 10 hours?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. I've done worse for 10 minutes.
You can tell us about all your anticlimaxes while we're waiting. I got a little while.
Shouldn't talk about our wedding day like that. Not on camera.
Next time on Sailing Bohemia, Pedro is going to tell you about his first anticlimax. It's a very pleasant little cruise around the anchorage. I feel like the first mate should be serenading me with some music or something at this point.
Like in Venice on the canals. Do you want a cornetto? Actually, I would murder for a cornetto right now. Anyway, that's us for the rest of the afternoon. In case you wondered what exciting things we get up to. See ya!
It's a sneak peek into our exciting lives. I was just going to leave the camera running and make it into a part of the episode.
Got a panic departure today. We've been here for a few days. We rested up. We recharged our batteries. Literally our batteries, not the bottle bonds, they are fine. And today we've decided that actually it's a very good weather window to cross another set of islands and get 30 miles closer to Colombia. This decision was sprang on me like that. The galley is in total disaster. I've got nothing ready, but we are apparently leaving because the weather window is good.
And look at him, he's a mess. He hasn't even rubbed his sunscreen in.
That's right, I'm like so behind with everything. It's ridiculous. You know, I can't work in these conditions, can I? But it's been absolutely amazing in here. We have recharged fully, and it will be good to get these 30 miles under the belt and closer to Colombia, because I'm absolutely dreading the upwind passage to the Colombian islands. I think it's going to be like 130 miles plus, and the conditions we are seeing out there doesn't look too good.
I keep telling him we have the luxury now that we're not rushed for time and we're waiting for a good weather window. But actually the worst thing is waiting, because this passage is just looming over us. And I think once we actually get underway, it's just going to be fine. It's one of those things we have to get behind us. But today's hop will set us up well for that. The 30 miles that we're going further east in the San Blas will almost all be taken off our journey to Colombia. So that's all good.
We are not rushed for time. Is that what he said? Because this morning he said, quick, we are leaving within an hour. So suddenly we are not rushed for time.
Well, you know how it's like. You got to keep them on their toes, haven't you?
Hey ho, off we go. Wish us luck. The wind is quite weak today, and I think that's gonna cause few squalls. They're already forming. It's only 8:30 a.m. and it looks like it's already raining over there. And that's exactly where we are going. To be honest, I don't mind because the boat is still a bit salty from our previous sail. So it deserves a bit of a wash. It's quite refreshing.
Yeah, all good. Should be an easy sail. If anything, not enough wind, but we don't have too far to go, so we can just settle in and have a nice relaxing ride.
See, this is how it's done. First mate to the rescue, otherwise we would have the engine on for the next hour.
He can't rub his sunscreen in, but he does a mean job of getting the main out.
Marvellous! And into the squalls we sail. I don't know whether we picked the best day for it. I may have urgent business down below.
I saw that one coming. Everything needs a wash. What's the worst that can happen?
It's quite funny. I've got such a weird feeling leaving Panama and going to a different country and having the difficult passage ahead of you. Seriously, if you don't keep going and sailing and changing countries, you get soft. I think I got soft because we have been in Panama now for about 10 months. So all of this is new again. Very exciting, but it's just, you know, the unknown. Nobody likes the unknown.
That's exactly it. I had the same feeling, I remember, when we were coming into Panama for the first time. And now it already feels like home. So it's just that little uncomfortable feeling about leaving home and setting out into the unknown. But I'm sure we'll feel like that about Colombia in no time.
It already started. We are healing like crazy again, and we are not even going close haul. Seriously, I am so nervous about our passage to Colombia because we will have to be pointing further 15 degrees for like 30 hours.
Seasonally speaking, this isn't the best time to be doing this journey. And this is an easy journey at the best of times. So, we just got to get it done, I think. It's not going to be super comfortable, but it is going to be relatively quick. I mean, by the time we've shaved off all this distance, inching our way eastwards on this coast, we can reduce the mileage down to about 120 miles. So it's really not so bad. It'll be over before we know it.
I miss my downwind sailing. There, I said it. This upwind sailing gets old too soon. The worst thing about upwind sailing is actually preparing food down below. Literally, it's impossible. I get so seasick within minutes. So this is it. Little rye bread with cream cheese, hard-boiled egg and peppers. So for our passage to Cartagena, I really need to be thinking of what am I going to prepare that doesn't require any time spent down below when I need to get it reheated or any further preparation. So the thinking cap is on. What am I going to cook? Today the condition has improved massively. We've been underway now for about 3 hours, and actually it's not bad at all considering it's upwind sail. So if this is what it's going to be like for Cartagena passage, that would be great news. Still, not good for being down below.
Look at all that planning going into the meal service. I'm just glad that it doesn't look like it's going to be cancelled.
The passage or the meal service?
The meal service, of course. The passage is not going to be cancelled. We got places to be, marinas to tie up in.
Oh, now you're talking. You're not gonna believe it. we have another tear in the mainsail. I'm sitting here looking up, and I just noticed there's probably like a ½ inch tear in the upper part of the sail. So I think that as we keep rolling the sail in, the sail is so old now that it's just, the material is just wearing through. I believe the sail was made in 2010, so it's basically 13 years old, and it's on its last legs. It looks great, nice and clean, but I don't think there's much strength left in the cloth, so we need to put that on our list. I think we are just sailing too much. I've been telling the captain all this time, let's have the engine on, but no. So this is what you get.
That's right, we're wearing out our sails. All this travelling for free is getting the better of us. Better that than needing a new engine though after 20 years, I would say. She'll be on the other foot if we motor more.
But it's not really traveling for free, is it? We're going to be spending thousands of dollars on new sail.
That's the irony of it all. The most expensive and time-consuming way of traveling for free. That's what we're doing here. But it's quite fun.
Because the tear is so small, I think we can continue using the main all the way to Cartagena. It will last. And it's on the upper part, so there isn't too much stress on it. But you know, it's another job on a list for the marina, isn't it?
To be honest, I'm so relieved that we think we can limp on to the marina, because it's such a chore getting this sail down and feeding it through the companionway to the sail right down below. At least when we have a dock to work on and some space, it's a lot more of a pleasant job. Less cursing from the captain that way. It's always good.
Because he does curse a lot. I just never record it, you know. Since we are a family-friendly channel.
Family-friendly captain. He's not camera.
But behind the scenes, you should hear him. Poor children. Poor children. That's all I've got to say.
Somebody think of the children. I turned into a monster off screen, as you can imagine.
But anyway, 7 miles to go. We can already see the island. It looks fantastic. It's amazing that since we left the most popular islands of San Blas behind, we haven't seen a single sailboat, or actually any boat. So I think we are now approaching the remote areas of the San Blas Islands.
Yeah, we're in the remote bit, but we're just using this as a jumping off point. So let's see what we have time to take in before the magic weather window arrives.
The plan is we're gonna be looking at the weather on daily basis and basically make a snap decision, because the weather forecast is a bit iffy. You look at the weather in the evening and it looks great, then you wake up in the morning and it's a total carnage. So we will just have to judge it on the day.
Yeah, forget the 7-day forecast. We're falling back to the first mate with his finger in the air in the morning. Most reliable method. We haven't seen that finger out in a long time, come to think of it. I think the captain must have been doing really well recently.
Oh God, someone kill me now. Only 7 miles to go.
Sí, sí, aquí, sí.
Pero es muy grande, ¿eh?
Ah, sí, sí,
Sí, vamos
Sí.
a ancla ahí.
Es bueno fondear.
Ah, perfecto.
Necesitamos esperar por el tiempo a navegar a Colombia.
¿Qué dice el pronóstico? ¿Cómo es tu nombre?
Pedro.
Pedro.
Tomás.
Tomás. Más acá.
En el medio.
En el medio, en el medio.
No para ti, mucho joven, no.
Ok, Pedro.
Okay, mucho gusto.
Muchas gracias.
There you go. This is how you fish in the San Blas, Panama. $10 later, and you've got a massive red snapper. Lovely Gunayala fishermen arrived, and they had massive lobsters and crabs, but we haven't had red snappers since Mexico, so you know, it would be crime not to buy it. Looking forward to it. I just wish that every arrival was like this. You arrive, There's a red snapper waiting for you. And a lovely dinner guaranteed. You know, I feel no shame. No shame at all. I don't care that I didn't catch it. As long as I have it. Oh, there's an Indian. Oh, that was a successful arrival. Lovely big fish for tuckers tonight. And then we got welcomed by an indigenous guy called Roberto on his little canoe. Fantastic. They're quite sensitive about photographs being taken and being filmed. Think in past they allowed cruisers and visitors to take their photos. And then one of the chiefs have gone to Panama City and found all of these postcards with faces of people from his village being sold for $3 or $4. So they got a bit upset, and they don't allow anyone to take their photos unless you pay them. The dollar solves everything around here. I checked, there's no crocodiles. Even it does look like a croc territory, but he swore that there was no crocodiles. And apparently fabulous snorkeling. So before the rain comes, we're gonna check it out.
Any crocs?
What a day, what a day. I've done all of that upwind sailing, I caught a fish, and I made a friend with an indigenous Indian person. Can't get any better, can it?
All in a day's work for our first mate. What's the captain done, of course? Does prompt that question, doesn't it?
Nothing.
I'm about to go for a swim. I think that counts. We can't have our wine costing more than our diesel.
Most of the time, the diesel tastes better.
Special thanks in this episode go to all of our patrons for fueling the captain's new cheap second mate fund.
Champagne for everyone.
Thank you so much, and here's to you. If you've been enjoying our episodes and want to fuel the first mate's bad behavior in the Caribbean, then follow the link on screen to find out more. See you next time.